Hello people, this is PowerRider here, the review of the greatest Figma ever released, Kamen Rider Sting from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. So Sting was the 7th rider to appear. No, he wasn't. He was the 8th rider because Camel showed up to appear in Dragon Knight, obviously the American adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuki. However, the way Figma was able to circumvent being able to release figures of the Ryuki Riders is obviously bringing it under Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. So, yep, we got a Japanese figure from an American adaptation. So, here's the box, which is pretty neat because we get a tower, then we get the rider symbol for Sting, Figma, Max Factory, Cross, whoever that is, action figure series, Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, Kamen Rider Sting, product number SP0 or SPO24, action figure Figma Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, Figma Kamen Rider Sting. Then we get this nice side portrait of Kamen Rider Sting himself. Then we get the top of him. Then we get the back, showing a bunch of various poses and just a bunch of warning stuff. And I believe this is the same as the top. Yep. So I got this thing sealed. So as a special occasion, let's open it on camera so then we can get our very good, raw, emotional, pure thoughts with no favoritism of my first Figma. This will be amazing. So, here we are. So here's the background, which is pretty neat. What the heck is this thing? So it seems like you can cut this thing out for some reason. I don't know why you would want to do that. Destage? Why would you want to do this? This is honestly probably the worst part of this toy. Why would you want to destroy the box? That's dumb. So, here we are with the figure itself. It seems a lot smaller than I was expecting it. So, let's take a look at the grand piece himself, Kamen Rider Sting. Woo. Wow, so amazing. Try to break his joints in. Sorry about that. But man, he's so amazing. Like, I guess these are like first impressions kind of thing. But do you keep this? I don't think I do. Okay. So here's his whip. I don't know how the heck this works. Can this turn? I don't think this can turn. Okay. Let's just put that back in there before we break anything. Here's his braid, his amazing braid. Yes, the almighty braid. Here it is. It's finally in him. What is this for? Yes, pure perfectionism. This figure is so legendary. It's so much better than that pesky figure arts that kept falling apart from 2007. You know what I'm talking about. And the evil diver. So here are the hands and the Figma stand. I think the yellowed. This is from 2012. Here's the bag to suffocate your children with, so make sure they die with this bag and it's suffocated in their throat. But, yeah. So let me, play around with this and, we'll get back with the review. So here we have Sting out of his box, and as you can see from here, he's a pretty neat, shade of magenta, as it's very dark than I assume it to be, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Obviously, I think for the most part his proportions are fine. I feel like his head's a bit too small. Other than that, I think Max Factory did a fine job at getting the details down, and I really like their approach at the figure with just simply making it very seamless and such, and like, because his size and such are rubbery in some way, and I'm pretty sure it's just the legs section that is and such. But yeah, detail for the most part is pretty on par. You do have the head tail, the ponytail, which obviously it's removable and such. And like the back is like pretty decently designed and such. And obviously you got the Figma joints coming out and such. So for articulation, he does have a full head rotation. It's just that, again, you need to take this out. That was not fun. And then rotate this. Okay, so the arm articulation is kind of weird because you can move it up and back, but you can't really like exactly move it up because his gimmick starts breaking. So you just need to like plug it back in. He has a double joint, or I think it's a double joint. Is that a double joint technically? And he does have a bend around his hand. Obviously can't do it with this hand, because then this is gonna just fall off. And then he can kick forward somewhat. He can kick back, which will break this, to which obviously you just need to like push this in to get that back in. He can bend. He has a double bend. I think he can swivel all the way. I don't think he could actually. What the heck? And then he has a bend to the feet and the side. So then, last but not least, he does have a waist swivel, which is very squeaky, and I think he has an ab crunch. Yeah. So, let's get to his accessories, to which, I guess as a Figma standard, he comes with a variety of hands, to which this is a card holding hand, which I don't think I pulled out the cards. Whoops. Then this is like, I guess, another card holding hand. And then you get 2 holding hands. Obviously, this is the fist hand that he defaults in package with. I already gave him that one. Then he has 2 sets of splayed open hands. Then he comes with his swing vent, which again is pretty interesting. And then as a Figma, again another Figma standard, he comes with the Figma Stand, which you simply peg this in like so. And then I'm not really too big on this. Oh shoot, it's starting. But you literally, like, violently, ow, plug this in. Ow. Gosh, you shove this in like that. And then you hear that squeaking? That's pleasant. So you do something like this, essentially. And then you just simply put this back in. And then, yeah, there you go. You got a Sting just swaying like that. So, that's how that works, but honestly, I'm just not gonna bother with this. Obviously, we can try using the swing vent on him, which you simply put this through. Wow, they're getting tight, but you just simply peg it. This is actually difficult because for some reason this likes breaking apart. It's like, alright, do whatever you want. This doesn't, like, so yeah, so I guess you have to break this apart and peg this back in, then get something like this. And also a reminder, this doesn't tab in at all, so there you get the swing vents. So, like, again, you can try swinging this like so. His tail is already down, his ponytail is already down, so just something like this, I guess, like just something like that. That Sting could do, for comparison's sake, because we got it. Here is Soulchaku Henshin Raya, to which this is definitely a lot more superior than this one, because obviously this one's issue is that all the pieces are too tight because of its gimmick of being an armor thing and such, and obviously this doesn't look like Tezuka, so, you know, having this and such is just like night and day. Just like, and also like this one's die cast, which is a huge no. But the only positive thing about it is like the swing vent. And like, you know, about this being tabbed in, because that's not accurate. But Yeah, that's the comparisons between the two. This one's the superior one because it has better shoulder pads. Now, speaking of this, we can now get to the best part of this figure, to which is the fact that you can actually break it apart into multiple pieces. So as you saw from here, you can just simply like take the swing vent and do that. Make sure I don't take that. And then like you can just simply like just take the arms and like pull it out and such. Like it's very easy and it's very like friendly with you and such. Like it doesn't even like care what you do with it at all. It just simply allows you to rip the figure like straight up and such. And honestly, I have to commend Max Factory for this. This is like one of the best like functionalities I've had with a figure for some time. Like this is like something I've been wanting to do. Like, you know, like when you're just stressed, like you can just break up a figure and then like there you go. Like like that's like just the fun part about this. Oh yeah, you also get a bag for all of this. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle, cha. Other than that, my thoughts overall on Figma Sting is that he's pretty fantastic. I don't know what everyone says. Like, I don't know why the reviews for him are so negative. He's honestly one of the best Figmas out of this line. Just the fact that he falls apart on you is like really joyful. It's just like, wow, a figure just for me. A figure that I just, you know, it's like I constantly contemplate about like, oh shoot, it's not gonna stay together for long. Or like, oh shoot, like, you know, it's too fragile. This figure falls apart on you very like the instant you touch on it. The moment you move his arm, falls off. Woohoo! Like, you know, it's just very joyful. And like, you know, while you can't like, you know, do stuff like, oh look, like, you know, I can't make his leg into an arm or whatever, but like, just the fact like you can technically just make your own figure at this point is really fun. This is just kind of like the mix and morph of Power Rangers and such. Whatever the change heroes decide to do. My battery exhausted. But genuinely overall, like this is a pretty good like for my first Figma, I really like it. This is a lot better than what like Dragon bought my brother, which I think were like the Persona ones, because he has like or like Persona and Fire Emblem ones, because he has Joker, whatever the Silver girl was, and Lucia. Like, you know, my brother has those ones, and like, yeah, they might be good, but they're not as good as Sting. Look at Sting. Look at the customizability you can do with this thing. Just look at how much of this he becomes. You can make your own thing out of your own imagination. And that's the fun of it. Complexity.